What's going on, guys? We are back with another replay analysis. This one of Ko. He is playing with his teammates that he's been playing together since before Season 3 qualifiers. And he's been playing with Duck, I believe it was Duck, since a month after launch. So these guys definitely know each other. And we'll see how this game turns out for him. He got this replay analyzed by going to patreon.com/Gibbs00. This is another coaching tier 1, actually. So you can get coaching there, free play there, replay analysis. There's tournaments every month with prize pools through the Patreon, through Twitch. So definitely check it out. And let's get this show on the road. We'll start over with Ko. He said this game lasted a little while. No spoilers. But we'll start back all the way at the start. We'll start with Ko. We'll probably talk about his teammates as well. First face-off. Looked like he screwed up his flip a little bit, unless he's purposely trying to neutralize his kickoff, but his teammate wasn't really that close. I actually want to see what they do on their kickoff. So that would be kind of fun to see. I always screw this up, so, you know, replays. We'll start over. Let's see what they do here. So Ko, alright, so they go for the double boost grab. So as long as he blocks the middle, it's not the end of the world. But when they do go for the double boost, you don't want to neutralize the kickoff. So right here, Ko, seemed like he did kind of a bad flip. He probably didn't want to actually do that. Like, this is the one type of face-off you really don't want to do, because if they had someone cheating up, this would be very problematic. And that's what can beat the double boost grab kickoff. So you do want to purposely try and throw it left or right. So you almost kind of want to lose the face-off a bit and let the other player use his momentum however you want. You should probably look at my Jacob video about the RLCS, the best face-off there, and that really helps for the double boost kickoff. But here we see it still work out because none of them cheated on the other side. We'll go back to player view, and Duck gets a somewhat of a shot. Nice little double pop aerial, and this is the difference between him and the guy on the other side. He goes for the double pop aerial. Slammer didn't. He wins it out. Also, Slammer had a little bit more distance to go. Beautiful pass. Now, this is just gorgeous. I want to go over to Large Cacti. So, these are the plays I talk about when you go on the offensive side. And I say this in a lot of my videos of, like, those dives are fine. I don't mind those dives at all, because what it does is it's still two people back. And it gives you a chance for a passer or a passee on the offensive side of the field. And this is exactly what happens. Ko throws it up high, and Large Cacti, he goes up and throws it right back down for a beautiful pass right back to Ko. And that is why it's good when you dive at plays like that, because it provides pressure, but along with that, say you miss, then you also have a chance to set up a play on the offensive side and set up some really sick passing plays. So that play was great from Large Cacti. Right here, they almost go for a double kickoff. I think they just got a little confused, which is unusual, because I usually don't like to cheat that close. I don't think it really does much, because you don't have enough room to wiggle around. But Duck does make up for it. And we'll see what happens here. Throwing it off the wall. He's throwing it kind of towards Duck, but there's another guy up there. But this is still fine. It's pretty high, so it's not going to result in anything too crazy. The only problem is Duck honestly should not be here. Duck should be going back to spawn at this point. You see how Duck goes up the wall here? He's putting a lot of faith in Ko right now when Large Cacti is way out of the play. Duck should be just forfeiting this play and going back to his net and letting Ko try to get some type of clear attempt out of it. Duck gets bumped, but he still stays forward. He really wants this forward play. It does work out, but that was extremely risky of a play from them. I would worry a little bit about that aggressiveness going forward. And then here, this challenge was not great, to be fair. You want to pressure people, but this guy got to the ball real quick. And Ko, it's fine to go up the wall to see if this play is going to happen, but don't jump at this point. Like, at this point now, he's just going to waste a lot of time flailing in the air. And he's also got 0 boost, so he can't really do anything on the back end. It puts his two teammates in a bad spot, and honestly, that was a wide open net that was just missed by Orange, partially because Ko went for that dive. So just got to be careful with those plays like that. Large Cacti is moving forward. I like these this play style from the blue side. They're trying to be aggressive and work up the field together, and that's what you won't see at those earlier levels, gold, platinum, because people don't trust as much. But these guys have been playing together for a while, so you're going to see a lot more team-based plays. The only problem is you actually have to make them work. Otherwise, you get put in bad spots. Right here, again, Ko has no boost. He has no boost to even like set up a play like that. They both go in the air as well. Right there, I would say that was Duck's bad. Like, Large Cacti is already up the field. Let him go for the play, and then let Duck follow up on the pass on the ground. It almost cost them a goal again. And honestly, they should be losing this game at this point. There's been a couple plays right here, a little bit too aggressive from Co. And this is kind of just what they've been doing. They're purposely playing aggressive, but I think it's maybe a little bit too much at times. They aren't doing it at the right times. Right here, we see just two of them ball chase, which honestly they should not be doing. Duck and Large Cacti. As soon as Large Cacti sees Duck in front of him, Large Cacti should be forfeiting that play and starting to go a little bit more midfield. He doesn't have to turn all the way around to get back to base. Or to the goal necessarily, but he should at least go midfield in case of a 50-50. He doesn't. He stays there with them. It seems like Large Cacti always wants to push up. And Co gets put into a bad spot, but Co, honestly, a little bit too close here. Expecting wins from blue side, seems like every time, but they do get back in time. So again, it didn't hurt them, but these are definitely mistakes happening on the blue side. Duck with a good clear. Co, a little bit lost, it seems like, on defensive side here or there. Large Cacti, once again, is forward. And at some point, like, when is this not going to work? I don't like plays like this where Duck has to go up the wall, throw it into the corner. Large Cacti has to be on the opponent's wall to set up a pass to Co. This play honestly doesn't work too well for me because if this pass is off at all, Co is by himself. And exactly what happens there. Co is moving up because he wants to be involved in that passing play, but it's not really a high percentage play, and it takes all three of the players out of the play, say they try and make it work. So I'm not a big fan of that. Co with the pre-jump here. A little bit risky, but it does work. Duck is going back. Large Cacti seems to be that guy that wants to push forward and be that aggressive man. I want to see him circle back, maybe a little bit more. Like right here, let's follow Large Cacti and see why this goal happened. Because this is kind of on him, because he doesn't get back to rotate enough. Like, that jump and all of that, not sure what it's for. Now he's at 0 boost and he's on the other side of the field. Now he's got to go all the way back and it's going to take a while. And now he doesn't make it back in time because he kind of just like randomly jumps to the opponent's wall. Like sometimes these plays are not high percentage enough for you to warrant plays where you're diving into the opponent's wall with 0 boost. Just doesn't seem worth it. Again with the pre-jump, it does work again though. Co is doing a good job at reading these. But this is extremely risky because if this ball goes into the corner, which Kyle could easily hit into the corner, this is a tough play because Duck is not all the way back yet. But again, with the pre-jump, Co makes it work. I would just be a little bit careful on those. Again, blue team, extremely aggressive. I love aggressive teams. Maybe they just need to tone it down just a smidge. They've been getting a little lucky in this game. But I do like the ideas that they're presenting. Right here, Large Cacti, again, he's forward. He gets the pass back to Co, which is a nice play. Large Cacti, once again, is pushing forward, trying to force some type of pass. It misses on this one, but Co is still there. Gets a beautiful ball right to Duck. That should be a finisher. Beautiful shot from Duck. But again, Large Cacti, for the most part here, doesn't really need to be up in the air on this ball. It does keep them in check, though. It keeps Slammer in check. He's not sure, so it is a good idea, or at least a good play here. But over and over again, it could start costing them. But that play, like Large Cacti, sure, he whiffs. And I did say it might not have been a great play, but I actually think it was pretty good. Because Slammer doesn't want to commit to it because he sees Large Cacti going up. And that's the like aggressiveness across the entire game that'll keep teams in check and make them play a little bit more passive. So maybe they got something going here. Maybe I was wrong. Here we see Large Cacti trying for something. Co's chilling around. Should probably be getting out. Like at this point, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's watching, but there's no one available. Like, Duck's kind of in the air. There's no one available to make this pass come across the net, really at all. He can't even see Large Cacti yet. Large Cacti's coming in now, but Large Cacti's coming in from the middle. So he has no angle at all to make this pass come this way. So at this point, Co should be immediately going back to the middle and looking for some type of bank play from Large Cacti. And also Duck's there too, so that doesn't really matter. But he finally does circle around. It like probably took like a little bit longer than I wanted, but it does work. Large Cacti again, great back pass, which is what I want to see. Now Duck's on the like opponent's wall. He kind of got bumped to that wall, so I'll give him that. But he also makes the back pass. It is keeping this orange team on their toes. Like it probably looks like blue team is winning super aggressively because they are just super aggressive. That's not necessarily the case. They haven't had a ton of amazing scoring chances. And Orange, honestly, has had 3 or 4 shots that probably should have went in at this point because blue team's going super aggressive. Here we see them just playing out. Like, Coach should be circling back a little bit further. Like, I would... Once you see this, you see large cocktail, he's out of the play. Duck, this is a tough ball for him. This ball's going middle, going right to their goalies. I would be very careful about where this ball ends up. Like, I would start circling around to my wall so I can make that backward defensive play. Instead, Co is still pushing up. They always seem like they want to push up, and this seems just a little too aggressive, and that could have been punished really hard by the Orange team. But luckily, that ball went to the side, so it didn't hurt them once again. But I think this is more of Orange faults more than a Blue victory at this point. Go chill in midfield, that's fine. So the ball was cleared pretty hard. That's a tough play. He tries to meet on the wall, but it does go up really quickly. And just a little bit of whiff, it happens. Large cacti there to clean it up. Go backing off, let Duck make the play. We'll see where large cacti is. Looks like he circled back too. Now, let's see, these are the plays I want to see from the Blue side, where Duck is the only one up. He forces a bad rebound and lets large cacti fly up and go for a shot. I'm not a big fan of Co and large cacti both going up for the same ball, but I do like this idea. It presents a little bit of a better play. Like, if Co's on the ground, that would be a pretty decent chance. Good save here by Duck. And now they get to push it out again. And their speed is something that is keeping them in this game, or at least keeping them having a chance to get some of these opportunities. But Orange is starting to counter a little bit better towards the end of this game. All right, now we got the three-man push here. One's dead. Good job by Co trying to get over in time to keep that play alive. Doesn't really work. Now Duck is back. Co should move up. Large Cacti is also going for boost. Good play there by Co with the challenge. I don't like that Large Cacti turns on this. I want to go back to Large Cacti. Again, this is maybe just a little too aggressive. So Large Cacti here. He sees Co's in front of him. Just let Co have this ball. Come off the wall and go towards the middle of the field just to protect whatever 50-50 happens. But he doesn't really do that. He kind of stays there. Like, it looks like he turns a little bit at the last second, but they all want to be super aggressive, which is really hard to play around because you're going to get a lot of double commits out of those plays. Just got to be careful. Good tip by Duck. And Co cannot make the play there. But again, right here, though, a little bit risky. We'll see Large Cacti. I like his aggressiveness. But we'll see right here why it could really hurt them. He sees that ball go forward. He immediately boosts. Like, even though it was just like 2 boosts, he immediately starts boosting forward. He does circle back in time. He does check himself, but you know he wants to go, and that could have cost him as well. But that would have had to been a really, really nice shot. So he was still around for the defensive play. So here's your standard corner wall pass. Almost works. Nice idea there from Co. He probably could have just smacked that right into Duck. I think he was a little bit worried. And then Duck tries for it, and unlucky 50-50 is kind of there, and just a free goal. Honestly, I don't mind this play at all. Duck was in the right position. Co tries to make the pass just a little bit too weak, and Duck could not win that 50-50. So we got a tie game. The only thing I would say is, like, they're up a goal, so maybe Duck hangs back a little bit further. But hey, like if you want to score goals and like you want to have fun, I'm all for it. Go for it. Nice play by Co there to keep that ball in the air, but nothing happens with it. Let's see what happens here. Duck with the face-off. Not much. Large Cacti gets it. He's flying to it. Ooh, no, 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 no. All right, so on these face-offs, you see Duck put it to the side. You see the orange player going towards that middle boost. As soon as you see that, Co needs to go back and get his own boost. Let Duck grab your middle boost because then you guys are all boosted up and Duck is still in the play and you can just circle around and be that third man. Instead, he takes a long time to decide, but then decides to go for this that side boost, and then Duck obviously has to get it. Now he's only got 30 boost and is not going to be a huge threat in this play. But they want to be aggressive, so we'll take it. There again, decent play by Large Cacti. He kind of gets a little bit of a poor touch because it goes right middle, but Duck does come out and challenge it pretty well. I like the idea that Duck actually stayed there in net to wait for that play. Again here, Co, a little bit dangerous. They are very confident in their abilities, but here we see a double commit by Duck and Large Cacti. As soon as you see 2 players going for the same ball and you're the third man, I would probably sit back a little bit further just in case, because you're going to have to waste some time, so you want to have your best possible position for that. But this is honestly a really good hit by the orange player. Not probably expected that he's going to get that good of a touch. But nice job gluing that ball to the wall. He should circle right back to net. His teammate is there, so it's okay. But that's what you want to do. Glue that ball to the wall. Don't let him shoot it right away. Force a pass so it allows your teammates to get back in time. I like the idea here for a demo. I'm not really sure where his other teammate is. I guess he's flying up in the corner. It doesn't work, but they have a third man all the way back. Start making some plays. Large Cacti getting the pass out to Ko, who gets a pass right back to the middle, but no one's available. Everyone's going for boost. That's fine. It happens. Sometimes plays break down just because everyone needs boost. I just call it the line change, and everyone leaves, picks him up. Seems like Ko, he does play a little bit slower than his teammates, it seems, which is probably good. Like, I would like to see actually Ko maybe even play more passive and let the other two go crazy, and then try for that cleanup mentality. But like sometimes teams just need that one player that sits back just a little bit more while the other two do crazy stuff. Like it reminds me of Iris when they first were created. It was Dapper and Luchino trying to find a third. They tried out Dapper and they tried out Torment, and they went with Torment. And honestly, I think it's because Torment was definitely more of a passive player, and so they could do more crazy things and let Torment be more passive. Torment has become more aggressive as he's done better and better on that team, but that's what you kind of want to do. Is sometimes it's good to have that passive player. Large Cacti, again, just going for it. Like, I like this little team play. Would have been nice if it worked. This is not the greatest shot, obviously. It's low. Large Cacti going up for the area dribble. So right here, they try for the team play. One thing, I want to see where Duck is. And the reason why I don't like this play is, alright, it's not too bad. Duck is hanging it back, and he's pretty confident that they are going to make contact, so he's looking for that rebound. One thing that's also good is Large Cacti was not really in that play. Afterwards, he was flying back to his base, so it leaves him a little bit less driving distance to get back on the defensive end. Alright, Ko's going up for this, see what he can do. Decent try, but didn't get the best ball. Again, we see a double commit, and I think this is probably going to be Large Cacti's fault. We'll see. Usually it is his fault. I thought I was on Large Cacti. Oh, I am on Large Cacti. Yeah, he knows Duck's in front of him. You see how Duck's in front? He should let this play just happen. Let Duck try for it, because he knows he's there. Instead, they both go for it. Large Cacti, just a little bit too aggressive for my taste, but it does put teams on their toes. And I think I've said the same thing multiple times, but it just keeps happening. I understand their game plan. Just dial it back from 11 to maybe an 8, and I think it would be perfect. All right, Large Cacti going up. Might be a double touch. Nope, no double touch there. Nice idea here for another shot, and all of Orange just kind of chilling in net. Smart play here. Wasn't too threatening as long as they missed. And Ko didn't have a great angle as well. So, a lot more misses here. Duck throws it off the back wall. Probably should have tried for the shot there. There was no one available for a pass. Ooh, Ko just a little bit sketchy on these walls, from what I've seen. I think that's one area where Ko could definitely play a little bit better. It seems like Duck and Large might be a little bit better mechanically, but Ko is playing a decent game here. They're just keeping aggressiveness. He has 100 boost, so I don't mind that rotation. As long as Large Cacti stays back, that's the only thing I worry about is Large Cacti might want to over-rotate it. Good play there by Duck. Just wasting time, throwing it to the side. What Ko can do. Oh, he goes for the bump. I actually like this play a lot. You see Duck kind of staying with it. I don't like his first jump because Duck is close to the ball. Like, you want to wait for the pass. But I do like that he at least tried to side flip and either like get that pass opportunity or at least go for a demo style play or a bump. But that first jump probably shouldn't have happened since Duck was there. He wants to see what type of pass Duck will provide. And honestly, like, this reminds me a lot, and there finally is the goal. We had a double commit by Orange, and the third Orange player missed, and that's basically why they scored, which will happen a lot. When you are like an aggressive team, you'll eventually break down their defense just enough to force plays like this, and it turns out, well, Large Cacti gets the goal. But this reminds me a lot of a lot of players in the diamond ranks where they'll go crazy and they'll go for plays and they're mechanically sound, but their position is just a bit off, that they're always hunting for that glory, per se, or hunting for that perfect pass play when you don't necessarily need it. And it puts you at risk a lot. It's about risk versus reward. I feel like this team is probably way more risk than reward. The percentages are not too high for them on some of these plays that I've seen. Like I saw large cacti on the orange side of the field, probably more than I saw them on the defensive side until later in the game. So just gotta be careful. Like this play right here is very like weird, but overall, like these guys look pretty good. It seems like Ko might be a little bit worse than his two teammates in terms of mechanics, but one thing I would love to see him do is become that more passive player, that player that kind of band-aids up those faults of his two teammates, like if they do go a little too crazy, and then set some plays up when he can as well, like this overtime winner. But overall, pretty good replay. And I hope he enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a long one. And yeah, that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later.